You know, I got the playing card out, but I forgot where I put it.
So if you're watching on the playback, yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to have to wait for people to come along, so I won't be saying too much. Thank you for the first like of this evening here at Crystal Racing. It's going to be a 3-hour, 4-hour stream. I might have quite a few pauses to go and eat something and give my voice a break during this race, so I might just type in the race order updates whilst not saying much. So it's going to be a long one. That's your front row and the second row on your screen. Rookie Robert Shwartzmann, representing Israel, is on pole position for Prema Racing. Chevrolet double winner Takuma Sato is starting alongside him for Rahal Lanigan Racing Honda. I'm not sure what the other L stands for. I think that was Pato Ward alongside him. Lap race for 500 miles. There will be at least 5 or 6 pit stops for all the cars involved due to the size of the fuel tanks. I think a full tank of fuel can last about 50 laps maximum, so yeah, got to be like 30, 40 laps before they pit for fuel. What's going on? Hello, just say 42 points. Yes, well done for beating Aston Villa on the last day of the season. Not that anyone cares, mate. It's more Aston Villa who obviously needed a result for their Champions League hope. The biggest case of who the hell cares for Man United. Second row of the grid, Scott Dixon, Chip Ganassi, Honda, 2008 winner. He's won the series championship 5 times, but he's only won at Indianapolis once in his entire 25-year-long career. Felix Rosenqvist will start alongside, and triple series champion Alex Palou will start alongside them in the sister Chip Ganassi. He's looking for his first ever Indy 500 win along with Pato Ward and Shwartzmann. Malukas for AJ Foyt. Of course, AJ Foyt's won here 4 times as a driver, and I think he's won here a few times as a team owner. Christian Lundgaard in a Arrow McLaren using Chevrolet engines, and of course, the great Swede himself, Marcus Ericsson, on the third row for Andretti Honda. The highest placed Andretti in the field. Scott McLaughlin, who's looking for his first win, is the highest placed Penske this weekend. Connor Daly and Alex Rossi Alongside him, Alex Rossi, 26. Conor Daly also looking for his first ever win at this 500 race. Row 5 is Keith Finn Simpson for Chip Ganassi, Ed Carpenter for his own team. Santino Ferrucci is also in the race, driving in another AJ Foyt. Devlin Di Francesco in the other Ray Hall Lanigan car. Stingray Rob in the Hunkos Hollander car. Christian Rasmussen in the Ed Carpenter second seat. NASCAR driver Kyle Larson driving one of the Arrow McLarens / Hendrick in what will be double duty, as he will head immediately to Charlotte in Carolina after this race for the 600 mile NASCAR race. Louis Foster in another Ray Hall Lanigan car. He's a rookie from Britain. Callum Ilott, another British driver for Prema. The most successful foreign-born driver, Helio Castroneves, with 4 wins, will be starting on an 8th row in a Meyer Shank Honda. Kyle Kirkwood in the Andretti Global. Nolan Siegel. Lots of Arrow McLarens on the grid for this race. Roy Hunter Ray, don't know who the hell DRR Cusick Motorsports is, but he won the race here in 2014. You never know, he could make it to today. Jack Harvey in the other DRR Cusick Chevrolet, another British driver. Colton Herta in the Andretti, very, very, very low down the grid, I may say. Graham Ray Hall driving for his dad's team. Marco Andretti in what will, well, could this be the last time we see Marco Andretti here at the Speedway? Of course, he is using the same engine that he's been using in practice and qualifying, so I really don't rate his chances highly because of his lack of budget, since his dad is no longer willing to bankroll him. Marcus Armstrong in the sister Maya Shank. On the back row of the grid, Venus VK in the Dale Coyne. My God, is that... How many cars have Dale Coyne got? I mean, is that the first one? Dale Coyne have only entered one. I'm trying to check. Dale Coyne... Oh, wait, did one of Dale Coyne's cars fail to qualify, I think? Yes, and of course, look at that. Newgarden and Will Power in the Penske's will be starting alongside VK. I think, was it Tony Kanaan? I don't know, apparently there was rumours Tony Kanaan could start the race, but of course it's not come to fruition. And the bookies have got Newgarden rated as the 5th most likely driver to win. Don't know what to say about that. That's so weird. That's American betting odds, so I've got no idea what they're talking about, but Award, Pato, Dixon, McLaughlin, Newgarden, Sato, and Rosenquist are your top 7 favourites to win this race, according to the bookies. There's a bit of a delay for this race. Are they concerned about water, about rain? David, that's the other L in the RLL Ray Hall Letterman Lanigan team. I forgot. Sorry, I forgot Dave Letterman co-owns the Ray Hall team. Oh yeah, Tony Kanaan is the backup driver for Kyle Larson. That's exactly who I was thinking of, everyone. Kyle Larson, I don't know where he's starting. Obviously, Kyle Larson has to leave the track in 3 hours' time, so he's got to have one hell of a rush to get back to Charlotte. don't know why is there delayed for the race? Is there ain't that worried about is there been rain?
I found it.
Well, that's amazing. Well done to Mohamed Salah. What a season. This is your front row. Go for it. Schwartzmann, the rookie, representing Israel. Of course, I know you're thinking, isn't he Russian? But of course, he was born in Israel, hence why he gets to compete for them. Dixon, Rosenquist, and below. Lucas, Lundgaard, Ericsson, next up next. DiFrancesco, Stingray Rob, and Rasmussen on the sixth row. Row 7, Lawson, Foster, Eilert. Castroneves, four-time winner, the most successful foreign-born driver on the 8th row. Hello there. Another victory for Viking. Congratulations. Dizzying heights of 15th in the table for Manchester United. Looks like United might be proving me wrong. They've heard my criticism. I said that they were relegation favourites for next season, and they're responding. Can't say the results, sorry. Top of the league, yeah. Well, oh, top of the league for Viking, yes. I was thinking, what? Man City? Nah. Oh, yeah, then I thought Viking, sorry. I think the race should have started like 20 minutes ago, but apparently I think they've been drying up rain at Indianapolis. Yes, this is the results for the final day here in the Premier League. Not that, a lot of dead rubber games. Oh yeah, Tottenham lost again. Tottenham don't care, mate. Tottenham do not give a... Well, they don't give a flying F, but the fans were all celebrating it. Tottenham anyway. Man City obviously won. Never gonna really. Yeah, I knew. I worked it out. I sussed it out. Half an hour delay to dry up the rain. Crystal Palace and Liverpool draw on the last day of the season. Chelsea beat Nottingham Forest to seal Champions League football. Man City go into Champions League places. All important tables coming up. Newcastle pick Aston Villa for 5th place on the last day of the season. Go see it. What was it? Newcastle lost to Everton, but it doesn't matter. Goal difference propels the Geordies into Champions League football, where they've won a trophy for the first time in 56 years. Many congratulations to the Magpies in the northeast of England. But Forest will be heading... Would he be playing in the Conference League, I think, by the looks of this chart? Aston Villa, Europa League football. I think Brighton and Paris will also be playing in the Europa League. Best of enemies there. Trying to think. Oh, yeah, what's it? Tottenham. That's 6 English teams in the Champions League, with, of course, Tottenham. -1 actually finally fell into the minus goal difference, but they do not care. I think I'm going to try and get confirmation about whether Brighton have actually made it to Europe, because, of course, Brighton needed to win. I think if Brighton... Oh, no, they didn't make it. What a shame. But they won anyway. Yeah, well, not a greatest season for City, but you got Champions League football. You made a cup final, so... Could have been much worse, to be honest. I mean, considering that this is probably the worst season I've seen City have for about 15 years, I think it's pretty good, come to think of it. I really do wonder what the comments are going to be here for... I don't think they're going to care at all. It's just going to be them laughing their heads off. Honestly, no, there's no way the Tottenham fans care, mate. I think they're all cheering and dancing. Oh no, it's Danica Patrick on... I wonder if she's going to start talking about aliens coming to planet Earth. This is the rest of the grid here at Indy. Graham Roy Hall for his dad's team. Marco Andretti. Pioni has one engine for the month. And yes, indeed, the transfer window opens next week. Marcus Armstrong. Marcus Ericsson is competing, by the way, but Marcus Armstrong on the penalty roll for Meyer Shank. Look at that back row, folks. Venus VK. Oh, and look at what we got here from Penske. Newgarden and Power with their lap times disqualified. That is a very interesting situation, folks, for the boys at Penske, whilst Scott McLaughlin will start 10th in the other Penske, but he's got no speed registered, but apparently gets to start 10th, which I'm not entirely sure why. That's a really weird one. There's been a lot of drivers promoted up the field because of these results, including Daly and Rossi, as you can see here. I don't know. I think this is probably going to be the most interesting comment section. Emi Martinez was expelled from the pitch. What a weird result. And of course, that has costed Aston Villa Champions football. The strangest results you'll see in a long time. Oh, there's no comment sections. They've actually closed it off. Simon Pato is not competing. Like, what's happened to him? Like, why is he not there anymore? They've actually shut the comment sections on the BBC website for Man United. That is absolutely... That is... Wow. So... Oh, he has not raced in IndyCar for almost 2 years now. He's not actually been a full-car racing driver for 2 years. That's interesting, because I've been wondering where the hell Pagano went, because I've not heard his name for a long time. Fonsa McLaren, Power McLaren, yeah, he's... I don't know, did he retire? Well, trying to see, did Pagano win a championship? Yes, he did. He won the 2016 championship. Finished runners up again in 17 and 19, but then gradually faded away in his last 2 years at Penske and struggled at Meyer Shank, and he's never been back since he finished, and he only scored one podium in 18 months at Meyer Shank. So, what a shame. That is, I mean, I don't even know where the hell Man United's future is heading. And I've got to say it, to be winning the last game of the season against a Champions League chasing side when, after losing a cup final where you could have got Champions League football, is... I actually don't even know what to say anymore. I'm actually speechless. I don't even know what to say. That entire club's future up in the air. I don't even know. That I actually am going to just sit here and say no comment. And at this point, anything could probably happen at Man United for next season. Literally anything. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if United won a League Cup and then they got relegated. I really wouldn't be shocked anymore. It would actually probably make sense. Like, they'll probably have like a bunch of kids from like Kazakhstan and Venezuela join the club next season. When are they gonna start this goddamn race? Like, why does weather always cause problems at Indy? Like, I don't understand. Oh yeah, what's his name? Dan Weldon passed away whilst competing for Brian Herter's team. Yeah. Obviously, I know Andretti later bought up all the assets at Brian Herter Autosport, so obviously his son Colton now drives full-time for Andretti. Colton's so far down, by the way, in ninth row. We should have started this race half an hour ago. Like, why are there always delays at this track? It's like they're so scared that a gust of wind could fly one of the cars into the grandstand at this point. Nine-year-old chassis from a McLaren predecessor. Yeah, but dude, IndyCar has been using the DeLore DW12 chassis for 13 years actually. I know they've made a lot of modifications like updating the electronics, the steering wheel graphics, and certain bits and pieces like the safety, the wings, downforce suspensions, dampers many times, but it is a 14-year-old design. I mean, they started working on it back in like late 2009 on the DW12 chassis, so it is a car design that belongs to like the days of when there were still V8 engines in Formula One, and a time when, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo was still playing for Man United in his prime. But yeah, honestly, what can I say about United beating Villa 2-0? Look at that. There's no comment section for. I know I know what happened to Dan Wilder. You don't need to repeat yourself. I am well aware he lost his life in the previous IR05 chassis in the old design, which, gotta say, the old cars looked absolutely horrible. I am well aware was it did a. Look at this old car design, folks. They had between 05 and 2011 this. Like, it's all this weird triangle, boxy shape. Obviously, this is before they developed the aero screen. They're going to wait for 2 years for the new chassis. That's, I would say, goodness me. So the current DW12 chassis, which is obviously named after Dan Weldon, could well be serviced for 15 years. That's pretty bizarre to say the least. But it has been a very good car, which is, I think, is probably why they've kept it in service for so long. Like I know in 2012 and 13, they were like the racers in IndyCar was really good back then because it was so much easier to overtake because of the fact they had much cleaner aerodynamics and the dirty air was nowhere near as bad as it was with this rather mid-looking single-seater, which tragically took the life of Weldon. And of course, he also took the life of Paul Dana in a practice session at, what was it, Homestead Speedway in 2006 in a test session. Or was it qualifying? I don't know, but it's really sad. A sad legacy, I have to say, this IR05 chassis has. Big question, is the aero screen better than the Halo? I mean, the aero screen has done its job by, like, stopping other cars flying into drivers' helmets. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a question of whether it's better because, obviously, they both have very, very different ergonomics, and they suit different needs to both F1 and IndyCar. You know, F1, they don't race on ovals, and I mean, the Halo fits the F1 car a lot better because obviously, obviously avoids the cars over the cockpits overheating inside the driver's cockpit. The aero screen, I think, is I don't know. I mean, with IndyCar racing, they are racing on the oval, so and you have to realize what's it that I don't really think I want to discuss which is better, the screen or the halo. Really, they both have saved a lot of injuries. I think that's safe to say. Obviously, it looked a lot nicer, a lot more sleeker. But ultimately, yeah, it's improved safety. And of course, I think DK and Herter escaped a nasty crash at speed. Was it Iowa or Pocono a few years back and Texas? But of course, with these aero screens, of course, they have to fit in a tube in the helmet to allow air into the driver's helmet because of course these aero screens do get very hot inside. They basically have transformed these Indy cars into like touring cars and sports cars where like they need aircon for the drivers because it gets so humid and hot. It can reach temperatures of like 80 up to 80 degrees Celsius. Oh God, we're gonna have to wait until it's an hour delay. We're getting an hour delay for this. This is absolutely insane. Congratulations to Liverpool, but what on earth happened though? I think apparently there's an incident that costed Villa in this game. I think this is why what's it? Obviously it's the Martinez record. I mean, this has costed Villa the Champions League, by the way. Morgan Rogers had a goal ruled out because apparently Rogers had been judged to kick the ball out of Bayindir's hands. Look at that. Bayindir got started instead of an order. Ericsson's leaving, but he scored a goal. Good grief, man. This is controversial. And I think it's mostly probably Villa fans who are angry about this result, not United, because United have probably given up. McLaren started the LED hybrid light. That's interesting. Oh yeah, Red Bull tested Halo, didn't they? Was it 2016 and then Ferrari followed? And I could remember seeing a photo of Hamilton squirming at the sight of the Halo when he walked past it. This is just starting grid. One more reminder because they will not get. Oh. Good grief, man. So many guys didn't win this race as always. This is a spec series where everyone's using the DeLorean DW12 chassis, and the only difference between most of the cars is whether they use Chevrolet or Honda engines, or some cars might use different springs and dampers and suspensions. So that's it. Apart from that, the bodywork, most of the mechanical pieces, the radiators, I don't know, do teams use different oils and lubricants? Or is it? And of course, we have to remember the two Penske's of Newgarden and Power have been penalised and will be starting at the rear of the field, whilst Jacob Abel Jacob Abel was bumped in qualifying, which is why Dale Coyne Racing will only have one car in the field. I keep forgetting who their other car is, but my God, that's a bit of a bum result for Dale Coyne, who is, of course, sort of had a reputation of being a backmarker throughout the 80s and 90s when he raced for the team, using that being the only car to use naturally aspirated Cosworths back in the day. But then when the likes of Justin Wilson joined the team, they actually started winning races, surprisingly enough. Roger Penske is going to start the race. My God. Talk about nepotism, eh? 6 race wins for the famous Del Coyne team. 2 poles in 836 races, always sticking with those cheap Honda engines. Although, well, there's only Honda and Chevrolet to pick from, so it's not like they're going to get any discounts for using Hondas anymore. So it's only Venus Rique starting the race. Justin Wilson, rest in peace, won their first race in the 2009 Watkins Glen Grand race, of course, a year after Sebastian Vettel won for Toro Rosso, but of course at the time I was thinking, that's a Minardi painted in Red Bull colours. That's what I was thinking in my brain back then. Yes, boys, let's start those engines at long last. Three likes. Thank you very much for 3 likes here at Crystal Racing on this one-off live stream for an IndyCar race, the biggest race of them all. Oh yeah, Lotus had tried to make an engine of all things. Like instead of making a car, they made an engine back in 2012, and it was very pedestrian in how in its speed. I think they had Simona Di Silvestro drive for them. Safe to say she probably doesn't look back at that season in 2012 with much fondness. And Tom Brady is getting a drive along in the 2-seater. Tom Brady, the owner of Birmingham City and multiple Super Bowl winner, is getting a ride along the Indy track. I think this has got to be the highest profile celebrity to have ever been given a 2-seater ride in IndyCar. I'm not sure if Mario Andretti still drives it because he's now like 85 years old. I think surely at some point he has to quit doing the 2-seater drive. Charles Leclerc, but oh no, is that King Charles of Britain or is that Charles Leclerc? I don't know what you're talking about. This is your poll. I don't know if there's a separate timing screen. Do IndyCar do a... Oh, King Charles III, yeah, the actual king. I was going to say, I thought I was thinking of Shalalala. Is there a live timing screen on the website? There surely has to be, mate. This is the biggest race of the season. Thank you for 4 likes here at Crystal Racing. Subscribe, do all the usual stuff if you're new here. Oh, very interesting. Look at that track. Only 4 corners. And they're all turning left. America at its finest, folks. Well, I can fit 12 names on the screen. Much better than the F1 website. Pato Award. I think he's finished here twice, runner-up. Finally, we are on the formation lap behind what they call the pace car. Because, of course, motor racing terminology in America is quite different to what we have in Britain. It's going to take a bit of use to hearing them use different words and phrases. Instead of saying oversteer, they'll say loose, and instead of under, they'll say tight. And Michael Strachan, an American footballer, is driving the pace car. I'll say the pace car is actually quite quick. 105 miles an hour is, I wouldn't say super quick, but it is decent pace. Milk, Ring, and a Chevy, and a Corvette. Yeah, obviously the famous local Milk. The winner's always presented with, of course, in 1993, Emerson Fittipaldi brought his own organically produced orange juice on the podium, which upset the locals here at Indy. And he's not very popular because of it, so he doesn't tend to like to visit this Indianapolis racetrack often, because even though it's been 3 decades, he still gets reminded of his own grifting. And of course, Emerson Fittipaldi, double world champion in F1, 1989 IndyCar Series winner, and of course, double 500 winner at his track. I think he even ran a team in IndyCar for about a year or two, although it wasn't IndyCar, it was the Champ Car Series. Allowed to run on a subsidized budget where you only had to run one car. Tiago Monteiro, I think, in 2003. Although, of course, just like IndyCar, his IndyCar and his F1 team were both terrible. Oh, we've got an accident here. Scott McLaughlin is out, just like Roberto Guerrero in 1992, who sat on pole for this race. McLaughlin's got off the road and crashed. He's done for the day. Penske's dramas get worse and worse. I just looked at the screen and I'm thinking, what? Why is there a wheel falling off that bright yellow Penske? Oh my God, and there's another car with a brake failure. Is that number 9? Scott Dixon's got a brake fire. Scott Dixon, I think, is going to have to retire as well. So the two Kiwis, Scott Dixon and McLaughlin, are out of the race already. Oh no, Scott's crying. Scott's in tears in the Pennzoil colours. He's crying. He's absolutely gutted. Well, we've already got drama before we've even got a yellow-green flag, I beg your pardon. The yellow car, yellow Pennzoil Penske of Scott McLaughlin has had a bozo moment, and it's done before it's even started. Adam Prost at the 1990 San Marino Grand Prix, or 91 race, I can't remember, also did the same thing. Crashed out before the start of the race. And of course, Isaac Hadjar at the start of the formation lap in Australia did the same thing. I'm a bit confused though. What's going on with Scott Dixon? Like, I can see a fire in his brakes, in the rear brakes, but he's still going. He's not pitting. He is not pitting. Let's see the McLaughlin. It's a turn. Oh my God. Oh my God. He was weaving left and right in the straight, and he just got, got the rears a bit too hot, got too loose. And the front left had nowhere to go but the barriers. A shocking error by McLaughlin. Shocking. And his day is definitely dawned. He's dawned. Look at that contact. And of course, the pace car is, of course, still leading the field. Robert Shwartzmann is your leader. We're on lap 3, but it doesn't feel like we're racing because McLaughlin is having his car cleared. Of course, just so you know, yeah, we have already started a race, but what a weird start to the race, folks. He's just done a Bobo. And Ganassi is pretty concerned of the pit wall because Scott Dixon's brakes are looking a bit suspect. I mean, there's a red light flashing at the back of Dixon's Ganassi, but he's still circulating. I don't know what to say about that. Thank you for 4 likes here at Crystal Racing. Dixon, no, not Dixon. McLaughlin is out of the race. Dick Penske already down to 2 cars, and those 2 cars are down in 31st and 2nd, and the car in 33rd is the third Penske, which has eliminated itself in a race with McLaughlin. So that's Penske fulfilling the wrong type of podium here at Indy. Sorry, I've just been on a quick bathroom break. Another retirement. Marco Andretti's out. Well, it's not like Marco had a chance. He's only had one engine to use this month, so really, did he really have a chance? No. And his car's banged up, so obviously he's got a hefty repair bill there, but I think he's probably going to throw the car in the junk anyway, so that's probably going to be it. I mean, the Andretti curse is real, of course, but he never really stood a chance anyway with his budget. Oh yeah, Dixon's still in the race. Yeah, thank you for telling me that. It looks like his brake fire is gone for now. Don't know who Andretti collided with, but it happened in front of the Penske, so Newgarden kept well clear of the incident. Straight ahead at turn one, Andretti never stood a chance. And I'm going to turn the sound off. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, I'm just quickly eating my meal. Just it's not much to say, is there? Just weather, safety cars, not really much I have to say. I think there was also, I don't know who went to the pitch just then. I don't know what you talk about, say. Is it a safety car period that's over? Yeah, it is over. Oh, no, it's not. It's only 28 laps completed. No, Rossi's not pitted yet. I think, was it Sato, Ericsson, O'Ward, and Rosenquist have gone to the pits. Rossi's, Rasmussen, and Carpenter are staying out, gambling on, I don't know, some sort of strategy call. I'll mute it again because I need to just finish something before I'll be back in like 10 minutes time-ish. Yep, this safety, my God, this pace car is, apologies, I kind of lost track who this third pace car is for, because the first one was McLaughlin, the second one was the Andretti crash. Okay, let me just see who's out of the race. Andretti, McLaughlin, Cole Lawson's last. I think Cole Lawson's probably going to vacate his car, isn't he? Because, to be honest, he has no chance of winning at all. I don't know whether he's pitted or not, but I mean, with the rain delaying the race and the safety and the pace cars, I don't think Lawson's going to really bother with it. Like, if he's still struggling after 100 laps, I think he'll probably just, when the pace car comes out, he'll just jump out and let Tony Kanaan finish the race for him. Christian Rasmussen has actually taken the lead. Is it? Oh, it's green flag racing. Oh, my feed is like, oh no, I'm 2 minutes behind. Okay, so I've actually got a very slow feed. I've got like a really slow feed that's like 2 minutes behind. Sorry. I am going to commentate it as I see it on my own personal stream, not what it says on this live thingy. Oh, he's got an engine problem. Oh, he's had to restart it. Okay. That's why he's down at the back. And I'm about to see what happened at the restart, which I can only presume. I'm gonna see Rasmussen flying past Rossi. I didn't get to see it because I'm 2 minutes behind you all. This is a really slow feed I've got. Green flag, lap 30. My God, I'm 2 laps behind this. Rasmussen flies past Rossi but Rossi's retaken the lead. Dude, they were showing the middle of the pack. What? Confusing. Oh yeah, Pato Awards come out down in, oh, he's down 13th.
Sorry.
Yeah, Dixon's gone to 31st. My God, Dixon. Yeah, Dixon, like I said, had problems near the start of the race. I'm sorry, I can't remove it because my live streams tools don't allow me to remove it, so we're gonna have to just ignore it. Newgarden is making his way up the field. He's 22nd on my screen. Penske's are really pushing to make up lost ground. Sato is the highest driver who's done a pit stop, highest ranked driver ahead of VK and Daly and Ericsson. Oh, Ward has dropped all day. Does make me wonder, like, what is this pit strategy that Rossi, Rasmussen, Carpenter, and Francesco and Harvey are doing? Mind you, they could hold up Sato, maybe, especially someone like this Francesco and Harvey.
Lỗ ngoài mà hát những cái lỗ trên sánh con.
So it looks like Rasmussen and Rossi are just swapping positions back and forth with giving each other the tow and trying to reduce each other's fuel issues. Because, of course, they all try to stretch their fuel out by drafting each other, which, of course, can reduce fuel load down the straights. And not having to rely on the engine to eat up the fuel mileage. Malukas is having a great race. He's up to 9th place on this screen. Oh no, but Lucas, I mean, he's from a Lithuanian background, hence the name. Go. Just seeing someone draft past. Ericsson getting overtaken by, I think, what has to look like Malukas there on my screen. My screen is saying I'm on lap 37, so yeah. Oh my god, what the hell? Yeah, I know. Ugh. Lucas was supposed to join McLaren. Oh yeah, he had a crash and then got injured. So oh, I've got an advert. Honda advert of all things. So we all on an onboard a new, is it Newgarden with DHL car, I think. I keep getting confused because every time I see a yellow and red car, I always think it's Ryan Hunter-Reay, but of course he's not driven for Andretti or a DHL sponsored car for a long time now, and my memory's just getting muddled up. He's down in 29th. Yellow and red, is that Kyle Simpson? Oh no, it's Alex Palou. Alex Palou. Surely, yeah, that's got to be. Oh yeah, Alex Palou. Yeah, of course. I know Alex Palou had that, was going to drive for McLaren, but then obviously he had his contract vetoed because Ganassi wasn't very happy with his driver trying to leave the team. Very strange situation. So yeah, obviously Palou now drives the car that, well, the sponsor that used to belong to Hunter-Reay all those years ago. Hunter-Reay is down in 29th. Unfortunately, when you join a backmarker team, that's what happens. You just, mechanics just don't know how to set up a fast car. Yes, of course, he's also linked to a move to F1 with the Cadillac team. Perez, Ocon, Tsunoda, just anyone who's like North American based is all linked to that team. Oh, we've got pit stops. Carpenter, Harvey, Sato, VK. Obviously, my screen hasn't kept up because it's about 2 minutes behind, but I suppose there's been plenty of pit stops coming away. Yes, Rossi, Di Francesco have pitted. Rasmussen, that's going to hurt a lot because they are pitting under green flag conditions. Sato is going to be back in the lead pretty soon. I've had so many pace cars, it's so annoying. And of course, the brain delay, not ideal. And the best laps being completed by some of the drivers. And of course, Carpenter goes to the pits, and I think Sato is pretty much going to be leading this race again soon. Sato, I've said it before and I say it again, could this be his third win at the Speedway? He loves this track. It just seems to be anywhere that's flat out, fast sections, lots of overtaking zones. He's your man. Takuma Sato thrives at a super fast track. For a guy who's not exactly the most technical or the most elegant, I think it suits his flat out attack style. Oh, looks like, did Palou go to the, no. Yeah, Rossi, I'm just seeing Rossi pitting it along with Rasmussen, Di Francesco going right to the back there. Carpenter also pitting. Lawson, Hunter-Reay climbing the order. I don't know how long. I mean, I think Lawson's probably going to vacate his car, isn't he, in about 60 minutes' time. Yep. Jack Harvey's still leading, folks. He's still leading. Finally, we've got a bit of green flag running. Ferrucci overtaking Ericsson. Adrian Miney's best mate is up to 7th place. I know that, mate. I know. I don't. You don't need to tell me that. Yeah. Well, sadly, that's it for Jack Harvey. I knew he wasn't going to last. Looks like we've got more pit stoppers, VK. Oh, Dixon's done his best lap. Carpenter's on a fast lap. Connor Daly with a sublime overtake on Dutchman VK. Up to 2nd place now on this timing chart. But Lucas is getting well attention and looks like, yeah, but VK, yeah, I did say VK did pit on this screen. But I'm 2 minutes behind, so I might struggle just a little bit. And Alex Rossi is down in 26th place, so his chances of winning are looking pretty dim, to be honest. But who knows? It is the Indy world. I mean, we had the slowest F1 race at Monaco, and now we have the fastest race in the world. I apologise for lacking manners there by burping like that, but
it is finally a glorious day at the Indianapolis Motor. And this will be the issue for Taku. He's coming up to traffic he will want to pass and lap.
Yeah, now he's got about 25 laps on the tires, which tells me he might be in the 5 to 7 laps until he Jack Harvey makes a move up there. But for
Takuma Sato is looking very pretty. Really, honestly, this is Taku in the zone. Honest to God, I know obviously because he's 48 years old, it wouldn't really be possible for him to drive an F1 at his age, but I've said this quite a few times over the years in the past decade that Takuma Sato in his late 30s and 40s is a far better and a more accomplished driver than the one we saw in F1 when he was racing in his 20s. Euler overtakes Ericsson. Ericsson having a okay race as always. Never great, but never awful. Newgarden double winner here, 23 and 24. The reigning double champion at this world famous speedway. Of course, Sato is also a double winner, but he's in a better position to make his 3rd ever victory at the speedway. Simpson A guy named Simpson. Yeah, Simpson up in front of Will Power. Newgarden's up to 14. He's flying. Oh my. Good grief. Thank you for 5 likes here at Crystal Racing. Obviously, I cannot show you live footage because, copyright. I know some of you might not be fond of this. Robert Shwartzmann, the pole sitter, is down in 50. He was never going to really make a fist of the race win, to be honest. He was never in the fight, to be honest. Pato Award up to 6th, the highest McLaren driver. I mean, Prema are basically Team Ferrari, so I know there's always been rumours that Ferrari could start finally building an IndyCar engine. Like, I mean, if they build an IndyCar engine, we all know Prema are going to be their first choice customers. And look at that, yeah, there's someone in the chat saying Nigel Mansell has a chance of winning. Yeah, 1993, we're going back to 1993, folks, when at least 2 of my subscribers were not even walking this planet. Mind you, Nigel Mansell was still only 39 years old back in 93. Takuma Sato leads from Connor Daly. That's even better. I've got no commentary now. It's just the cars buzzing around the track. Looks like there's been no overtakes recently. Newgarden looks like he's going to be stuck behind Castroneves and Kirkwood for a while. Apparently, wet tyres are on tariff now, so yeah, IndyCar really are now doing costing measures. They have banned wet tyres in for the oval races, and of course, we all know they don't race in the raining ovals anyway, so. Alright, I know my jokes are not that funny, but.
I mean, if you had time and you liked gardening and, you liked kind of doing stuff the hard way, paint is fast.
Oh my god, I've just had an option presented to me saying who will win Pato Award, Alex Palou, Scott Dixon, weird one, and Scott McLaughlin, who's out. There's no options for Takuma Sato. I mean, Daly's in contention. I mean, I think when it comes to, like, options for who can win the race, you need, like, 10 options to predict, well, choice of people who can win the 500. Coordinator, who's pitted, Ericsson and Shwartzmann, yep, they're dropping like a pair of stones. With the 3 pace cars having come out so soon, I think it's caused quite a lot of issues for those are the cars that are gambling, and it's played right in the favours of obviously the top 6 who, honest to God, I think one of the top 6 are going to win the race, aren't they? Sato, Daly, Malukas, Pato, Ferrucci, and O'Mord. There are so many advert breaks for this race. It's insane. I can barely keep on what's going on because I'm getting no commentary or insight what's going on in the race. Oh, we've got more pits. Daly and Foster have pitted. That promoted Malukas to a second position. He's 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds behind Sato. And that has left Foster and Daly up out to the top 13 for now. Armstrong's also pitted. Oh, the top 5 are pit, top 6 are pitting. They're all pitting now. Kirkwood is now the provisional race leader. This has really boggled up the order because the pace cars came out so early. I think it's caught everyone out by surprise. I don't know why they brought out the third pace car though. Oh, there's no adverts of Airplay yet. Pretty good company, Airplay, of course. I mean, they also do live streams for international football, but of course, they also get no commentary for most of the games, so you have to. I mean, very often I've had to sit there and really write down players' names while I was watching it. Kirkwood pitting. Oh, Herta, what's going on? Herta's gone to the pits. Not that Herta was ever in contention today. Is Kirkwood about to put off a shock? Did Kirkwood... Oh, Kirkwood's pitted. Gonna say Sato is in very calm control today, isn't he? Yeah, of course, I know Fairplay do quite a lot of things for Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, and Iceland, and a couple of places like maybe Holland, Belgium. They also obviously do. They're also available in Britain if you want to pay for it. Takuma. Wow, Takuma. Goodness me, but Lucas is looking very, very tasty right now. Takuma Sato, you better watch out. David Malukas is on your rear wing. It's the fastest lap for Di Francesco and Rossi. 2016 winner Rossi. Has to be said, Rossi's dropped off in the past few years, so... And he did win in very fortuitous circumstances where he gambled on fuel and drove at a snail's pace and won by 4 seconds in one of the most amazing finishes ever. Halter is having an absolute nightmare right now. Oh, and he's been given a penalty for speeding in the pits. Where the heck is he? Oh, he's 30, yeah. Halter is absolutely screwed out here. The average speed has only been 157 miles an hour. Such has been the pace car having slowed everyone down so much. We've had almost 400 passes. 12 lead changes as well. Although I have to say it's pretty standard for Indy 500 to have 12 lead changes in 60 laps. Because, of course, that was Rossi and Rasmussen trading positions at the restart of the third pace car. Sato is going to have to hold his nerve now. My God, a top 5 is covered by less than 1.6 seconds. Although they are flying at 220 odd miles an hour, so... Pato I think has won this series many times. He wants a 500 to add to his name. Daly, I don't think Connor Daly's ever won a single IndyCar race in his career. Same for Harvey and Ferrucci. Carpenter's wins around in this series have all been around oval tracks because he is an oval specialist. And he's now like 46 years old. Rasmussen, don't think he's ever done anything in IndyCar. VK, don't know much either. O'Warner's obviously won plenty of races and missed out on a couple of series titles. He is the eternal bridesmaid of IndyCar racing as well as the Indy 500. Takuma sets a personal best. Oh, Santino Ferrucci is having an absolute tiff on the radio. Oh, he's not liking what's going on out there on the track. Yeah, I know Ferrucci. Apparently, accusations of racially abusing his teammate Argent Miney, and of course, just bumping people off the track and just behaving like a little bellend, really. Mind you, we have Lance Stroll in F1, so it's not like F1 can say they're any better. But Ferrucci, oh, you're feeling the heat out there in the kitchen now, aren't you, son? Sato, Malukas, Di Francesco, Rossi back in the top 5. Rossi's having a solid run today. Well, I'm getting confused now because obviously it's Indiana's about 5 or 6 hours behind Britain and about up to 7 hours behind Central Europe. Who's that with a French flag on their helmet? That's not a French flag, it's Alex Rossi with... Sorry, I'm getting confused because I'm seeing a blue, white and red stripe on top of his skid lid. At least Stroll doesn't take a selfie whilst driving the car. Okay. Okay, I'm just checking what you said. No, this is awful. This is uncharacteristically uneventful for this sort of race, I have to say.
Is HelloFresh worth the price? Absolutely. What I love about HelloFresh is they only get...
It's not like last year's race where I think we had a grandstand finish between Joseph and Pato.
I've already played this archetype a little bit. I will obliterate my MMR in the chats. All these people in our city for the race already. I know, man, it's crazy. That traffic will be...
They're all doing a lot of copyright claims. Rossi takes Di Francesco, but they keep trading positions. I don't think there's that much I'm missing out on for this brief all these streams getting taken down one by one.
Now get a low $249 per month lease on road, or get a low $339 per month lease on Pathfinder.
New York City needs a mayor who can focus on our problems, not their own. We need Brad Land.
Rossi's pitted.
$60 million of your money to defend himself in court. That's corrupt. Let Brad Lander fight corruption. New York safer and more.
Oh, look who's back. Oh, Rossi's got a problem. Okay. I'm getting an advert, but there's some mayor guy who's saying that he's going to crush Trump and Musk in New York. Oh, we've got a live feed again. Oh yeah, I can see the smoke from Rossi's car. That's pretty bad. Where is he now? 27th. Yeah, he's in trouble. That's Rossi out of the running for the win. Definitely out of the running for the win. I think it's going to be Sato versus Pato and a bunch of journeymen for this race win. And Ed Carpenter, but he's just a journeyman himself, despite obviously having had a few race wins. Yeah. But of course, his race career wins all came back with during the track wagon IRL days of the early 2000s, when of course it was just oval specialists everywhere. See Francesco and Carpenter pit. That's going to be... Rossi's race is done, folks. That's it. That's it. That's such bad timing. Still green flags. We've had green flag running now flat out for nearly 40 laps, by the way, folks. I'm seeing the pit stops. They're changing tyres. I think they put a bit of fuel in. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. That's even worse than what it looked like before. He's retiring. He got out of the car, didn't he? In pit, but of course, well, apparently Dixon's 3 laps down. I think his brake issue has definitely slowed Dixon a lot. That is Rossi joining the list of retirees for the race. Very, very horrible way to go out. Blimey, me, the flames just blew out. Just blew out of the radiators, and Rossi got out of there like a flash. Kind of reminds me of how Jack Fielder used to jump out of his retired cars back when he was in F1 driving for BAR Honda. Well, they've kept there's no safety car or anything. I mean, it's only the pit lane where the incidents happened, so I don't know. Would they close? Did they close the pit lane in Indy? I've no idea. I don't know if they have the same red light system like they do in F1. Malukas, Pato, Daly, and Ferrucci. Of course, we all remember the time when poor Tracy labelled Ferrucci Santucci. Poor Tracy, the absolute goat, causing havoc again. And what? Oh my God, I'm getting absolutely pestered by bots now. Oh no, that was bad. That was bad. I've got to say, really unlucky there, Rossi. I'm just going to see the replay. There was no fuel even going in, I think. What's it? I don't even think they put the fuel hose in. It's so weird, because usually those sort of... Oh, right, they took the fuel rig out. And I think, the fuel was still sitting on the car after having been disengaged from the fuel rig. That's why it set fire, and I think the team had decided to knock it off because obviously smoking engine, and I think for safety reasons they have to pull the plug. It's just, and to be honest, the pit stop was taking quite a long time in itself. Oh, Sato still in a comfortable lead. Like Malukas is half a second behind, but Malukas just can't close the gap. I mean, on track. I mean, I look at my timing screen. It says half a second, but there's like a, I don't know, 100-meter gap between Sato and Malukas on track. But yeah, because obviously they're doing 225 miles an hour on average. I mean, the timing gap is tiny, even though it looks a lot bigger out on the circuit. Sato is absolutely controlling this race perfectly. It's just so calm and precise. It's like the guy really is now a seasoned veteran of this sport. Because in the past, you know, when he was an F1, he'd go off the road, he would nudge someone up around the side, in the back, tap people, do all sorts of silly things, but Sato is just not even, like, there isn't even any nerves in him anymore. It's like, okay, that's interesting. Wow, okay, so this is the new order. Pato up to third, Daly fourth, Ferrucci fifth, Award sixth, Eilert seventh. Eilert's having a sleeper performance right now. Rosencliff drifting down to eighth, and of course, look at that, Newgarden up to ninth. The double winner has made his way into the top 10 after the penalty. 83 laps into the race, and he's crept into the top 10. Penske have got some real pace, even with obviously whatever they've had to modify on their cars. Very suspicious stuff there, Roger. Oh no, what? And of course, if he wins the race again, I think there'd be immediate cause for further investigation. What's going on with this Penske car? It's rapid. I mean, the last... VK's trashed. So, what's going on? VK's trashed. Where did VK crash? I didn't see it. I mean, I heard a commentator shout, but Sato is leading, yeah. But what's happened to VK? I mean, I heard a commentator say something, but I'm going to see it. Oh, he spotted a pit lane. He lost a rear end. It wasn't that big of a crash. I mean, he didn't leave any debris, but for some reason, despite the fact the incidents happened in the pit lane, now they bring out the safety car. That's strange because, I mean, when Rossi had his incident, he kept it green flag. He kept it green. Hello there, Say. I wonder what you've been up to for the past half an hour. I don't even know what happened to Arsenal, by the way. Did Arsenal win? Did he lose? I don't even know. I don't even care because, oh, they've already got second place. I mean, Liverpool have been on the beach for an entire month, so... And, yeah, that's VK's race done and over with a very... Yeah, they beat Southampton 2-1. Well... Contact and Rots, Dixon... Still struggling along, 3 laps down in the race. Those are your retirees. VK with a collision with the pit wall. Rossi with a mechanical / pit fire. And of course Andretti and McLaughlin crashing out in the early stages, first 5 laps. This is the 4th pace car of the race. We've already had 4 pace cars in just 85 laps. This is... I'm not saying that this is like going to be like the 1992 race where they had like 10 pace cars. Thank you for updating me on what happened to Arsenal because frankly I couldn't give it, well, a flip because it's not really any interesting transfer rumours. We're just being linked to like League 1, League 2 players. Because, I mean, until we get further investment, we're not in the... We can't buy any... We can't even get championship players to come to our squad unless it's from, like, Blackburn Rovers, which is John Eustace's former team. I don't know. I mean, I think we're going to... It's going to be lastminute.com again for Derby this summer. I don't know, mate. Well... I think the only thing that Derby can really wave as a carrot in front of prospective signings is the fact that we have John Eustace as a manager who, of course, took Blackburn and Birmingham to playoff places when he left them. That's all I can really hope for, really. Anyway, not that I don't really want to talk about football because I think I've said more than enough. I mean... Funnily enough, like, Barcelona have had all sorts of financial issues over the years, but yet they won the league and they won the cup. that's a real elite team there. Like, you don't hear them moaning about, oh no, our money issues mean we can't do this and that. They did the domestic double with their homegrown talent like Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Gavi. Okay, they bolstered the team with Lewandowski up front, but I mean, but he's like 37 years old, but yet they still win. Whilst Real Madrid splashed the cash on Mbappe's massive wages and farted over themselves. But yeah, I think it's safe to say the Premier League is now the most competitive league in the world by some margin. Like, this is not like the 1990s where I think the Premier League was only the 6th best league in the world, which made Man United's treble in '99 even more remarkable because France, Italy, Spain, Germany, and Brazil all had better football leagues at the time. But now the English Premier League sits top dogs, albeit thanks to plenty of foreign managers and players born overseas, forming basically 70% of the players and managers you see out there. What a narrow escape that was for Alex Rossi. I mean, I saw the fire and I thought, oh, get out, ASAP. To be fair, I mean, Rossi was looking fairly decently quick, but that smoke. Yeah, apologies for that. But 6 likes here at Crystal Racing, 4 people watching, like, subscribe, do all the usual stuff. Gotta say it, Alex Rossi. Wow, that fire ignited within a blink of an eye, quicker than a blink of an eye, if we're going to be honest. Pretty clear that once the flames started emerging from the radiators, that was game over for Alex Rossi. I mean, Schwartzmann, yeah, 13th place. I mean, obviously, I don't know how he managed to fluke pole position. But yeah, I think this is a solid effort for his first ever race. But Callum Oylott is in 7th place, so I think Callum Oylott's team actually set his car up for the race. Nonetheless, it's an impressive effort to get pole in your debut, but it's not really like. But if you're gonna be like struggling to race, then you have to ask yourself, was it really worth it, or did they getting more sponsorship money? Because you know what? I mean, the thing is, he got sponsorship money coming in for him from like Israel and all over the world. So I suppose if it was all about getting funding, then yeah, great gimmick, but really, I mean, he sacrificed his race performance for the sake of a publicity stunt. But we've had lots of pit stops now. Runterray is leading on the road. Yeah, it's a great job for Prema because, of course, they've never been. This is their debut season in IndyCar racing. But yeah, I mean, it's really. They were never really realistic contenders to solve with anyway, so fair enough. Like, fair enough if you're going to do something like that. Although, I have to say, if Ferrari do decide to build an IndyCar engine in like 2 years' time, then I don't know. I mean, Prema better be ready for what could be an underpowered engine in the first 2 years of Ferrari being an IndyCar. But because they're Italian, they'll probably be forced to persist with it. I'm having an advert break and I'm like 2 laps behind in action, so please don't spoil it for me. What is going on? Has there been contact? I'm trying to look. No. Where's Sato? Sato's down to 17th. Long got all day. Looks like Sato has had a disastrous pit stop. My God, I've got to watch this. Now I can see the cars coming in. Sorry. Sato in the pits.
Or we can look at some investment options for you.
Works for us.
Oh, Sato overshot his pit box. Oh no! Goal number 75 overshot his markers. Even at the age of 48, he's getting jitters again. Oh no, oh mate, he overshot his pit box by like a solid 5 meters. Jesus, whip Takuma, you make your life so much harder than it should be, and of course, that means that Lundgaard, Ferrucci, and of course the likes of Violet and Power and quite Pato and Ward and a few wood Malukas have all got a jump on you, and I think that's the advantage Malukas there. Huge advantage for Malukas, who only drops down to 6th. Costly error there by the veteran double winner here at Indy. Takuma, Sato, what are you doing, man? 5 meters over your pit box. Oh, Robert Shwartzmann rammed into his mechanics. Oh my god, oh man, is the mechanics okay? They got squashed between the pit wall. Far too hot. That's much worse than Sato's jitters. And they've had to change the front wing. Oh damn, that has completely destroyed Schwartzmann's race. Oh, geez. Yeah, he's got no chance of winning. It's a very cold day in India, and apparently, according to the journos at the track. And to make matters worse, Schwartzmann will be incurring penalties if he can return to the track. So, oh wow! I mean, at least Prema have got Euler in contention. Takuma Sato, oh, rest in peace. Oh damn! It was a nasty hit. I mean, I saw your comments. I thought, what's happened? And then I saw the screens. I'm like, oh no, that's got to hurt. That's even more scary than Rossi's fire, by the way. Pato's still in a chance, absolutely. Oh boy, 4 with a slash in it for the Ferrari engine. Blimey, goodness me, I do wonder whether. I mean, it would probably cost Ferrari a lot of money to develop an IndyCar engine. Maybe it would could cost as much as running a sports car team in the hypercar category at Le Mans. Ryan Hunter-Ray, I don't know what strategy he's on, but he's probably going to be praying for plenty of pace cars to keep his fuel mileage going. Apologies for the spam and bots, but for some reason someone has attacked me. Oh my god, what the hell? Knee surgery coming for the fuel. Oh dear. Oh yeah, he's on a stretcher. He's on a stretcher. The Prema mechanic is on a stretcher. No surprises. That's got to hurt. I don't know whether he managed to complete what he was supposed to do, put the fuel rig inside his car, but oh yeah, Schwartzmann has vacated his cockpit, and that's race done and over with for car number 83. What the hell's going on? You know what? I'm gonna have to do something. Do something.
It's been rookies. It's been a little bit of everything. We've had issues, we've had fires, we've had it all, but now we're gearing up to go back racing. We will have a restart.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, they tried to what's it? They were back in oh yeah, they tried to what's it? They were back in.
Counter, guys, please, just let me win. Let me win. Counter, guys, please. Please, just let me win. Let me win. Counter, guys.
You know what? Screw that. Lawson spawned. Is that Lawson? Did Lawson? Oh, it looks like Lawson and Stingray Rob collided. Well, it looks like it's very much academic over whether Lawson was going to leave Indy because he's going to have to leave anyway. Race done and over with as he's collided with Stingray Rob, and now he doesn't have to. They won't have to bother making any sort of decision over whether Tony Kanaan was going to take his seat for the rest of the race because the car is done and dusted, kabong and busted. Yeah, and I was correct. Stingray Rob collided with Lawson. Finally got something correct today. Stingray Rob, the greatest meme in motorsport, has also sadly seen his race come to an end. Look, that's got to be the 5th pace car of the race, and we've not even hit the halfway mark. The cold temperatures is playing havoc with the tyres and brakes, I've got to say.
See the AMR IndyCar safety team on the scene as fast as they have been, not just this month of May, but everywhere we go and everywhere we race. Best in the business, no doubt about it. It gives every driver an extra sense of comfort strapping into one of these Indy cars, knowing that that team is with them, not just here at the Speedway, but in all 17 races in the IndyCar series. And there's Kyle Larson. He was so looking forward to being the next guy to complete all 1,100 miles. Our Tony Stewart, the only one that's done it. So let's take a look at this from the outside. There goes Larson to the bottom. A little wiggle and it just goes.
He just lost it in the short shoot on the entrance to 2, and Kiffin Simpson almost got around.
Kevin Simpson, what happened to him? Sorry. Oh yeah, Kevin Simpson's out too, so... Oh, Scott Dixon's still circulating, but there's only 25 cars remaining on the track. Gotta watch it again. Both Rob, Lawson and Simpson lost it on the marbles. Let's see what happened to Lawson. Lawson's in traffic. Oh, he lost the rear end. Game over. He lost it all by himself. And Simpson and Stingray Rob had nowhere to go. Ericsson doing a great reaction job to avoid the incidents in front of him. He's up to 20th. Let's see Rob's car. Oh, Lawson was on the outside. And the downshift caused the rear end to snap out, and Stingray Rob was forced onto the marbles high up the track, and he had nowhere to go but the safer barriers.
Just reacted to that, and that inch or 2 movement to the right at that speed, up and into the wall. Well, Hunter Ray still leads from Di Francesco under caution at Indy.
from being an adventure,
I put my money on three guys, Marco, Curse, Takuma, and Helios by luck. Right on to race, but your wild card. That's interesting. Sorry, I'm just reading some of the comments because
or see Notre Dame with her. She helped restore it, by the way. Don't just see a place, experience it. Look, we're great with cheese.
sorry, I'm just gonna.
But we're not the best with tongues, cheeks, and everything in between.
We need backup. The clinically proven essential oils and Listerine, every surface of your mouth. For whole mouth health, Listerine. Wash your mouth. Garlic buffalo, disappear.
How did you do that?
Pass me one of your honey mustards.
Those are dads, all right? I think we've had enough magic at the dinner table.
You may know me as Antonio Banderas, but when I use my Bosch fridge, I feel like Antonio Banderas.
Well, I hear you, brother, because when I use my Bosch power tools,
I feel like a macho man, Randy Savage. You dig it? But phenomenal appliances. Powerful power tools. Phenomenal appliances. Powerful power tools.
Want to race leader, and of course, I think this pit cycle might well be stretching out its fuel load. This is playing perfectly into Monterey to Francesco Harvey Belucas, who, well, avoided spinning it, overshooting his pit box or any dramas like Schwartzmann. Belucas is looking very tidy for the race win. I don't know what's happened. I mean, for a moment, it looked like I had 6 likes. I only got 4 likes, so. And yes, I did have to like go and delete messages because it's just too much spam in the chat. Thank you for 5 people watching. My God, this has been going on for 2 hours. Still got about another hour and a half to be honest, because these pace cars are slowing the pace down heavily. Rosenquist, Ferrucci still in the running. Newgarden in the top 10. He's looking dangerously fast out there. Sorted 32nd. 25th, Hunter Race 16th, Di Francesco. 26th, Harvey. 15th for Ferrucci. Callum Oilot, 21st. And Newgarden has already done 4 pit stops, but yeah, he's profited heavily and he's done 20 passes. 28 passes for Oilot. Very impressive performance so far. Everyone's using Firestone, obviously. Who else are they using?
Hendrick, McLaren team, and then fire for Alexander Rossi. Fuel leak from the fuel probe. Rossi furious.
Just so you know, these are the retirees so far. McLaughlin crashed out on the formation lap. Andretti crashed out 5 laps into the race. Not that his engine was going to make it the end of the checkered flag. Rossi suffered fire in his pit stop and he had an engine smoke before coming into the pit stop. VK spun coming into the pit lane. Schwartzmann crashed into his pit crew and damaged his suspension and front wing and has parked his car for the afternoon. Kiefer, Simpson, and Stingray Rob were unable to avoid Carl Lawson's spin, and Carl Lawson will be heading straight back to Charlotte for the NASCAR race. And whether the whole debate of whether Tony Kanaan was going to jump into Lawson's seat is now very academic. He won't have to do it. Very lucky escape, Schwartzman. You could have, well, I mean, only one of his mechanics had to receive medical treatment.
We'll need to have a look and understand if there was any mechanical issue or it's just cold tires. I don't know, but we have to work on it. From my side,
Damn, that went straight into the mechanic's knee. Horrible crash. Horrible collision there for Schwartzman and his pit crew. But then, of course, we all know American gridiron players are used to tackling each other at even greater force than Schwartzman did and his pit crew at Prema. And Dixon's pitted. Dixon's, well, Dixon, I don't know what he's going to do with his brakes.
I pitted for tires and fuel, like we needed to do on strategy. I already pitted at speed.
Oh, say, Venus Street case got a very American sounding accent now.
Is fine, so I just did the same thing and just really had no bites from the brakes. Coming into the pit lane.
Primary alternate. Would he use alternate tires on this track? I've got no idea.
I really had no response.
Everyone's using primary.
At that point, I was just trying to hit the brakes as hard as possible. And
My God, Venus really struggled to slow his car down in the pits.
really unfortunate. I feel bad for the 18 crew. Ascar OI, Ocon Racing, just a bummer. We were doing really well. We were moving forward, and we actually could kind of race and hang in a little bit better than I thought we would. So,
No new comments.
yeah, really unfortunate, but I'm not totally sure if I could have anticipated.
Such a massive change in speed coming onto pit lane, guys. Glad to see Renus and everyone is okay.
Thank you, Georgia. So much action down there on pit lane. Why don't we take a look at Marcus Ericsson's pit stop replay, sponsored by Allegra. Coming down, win on the Morris.
Di Francesco, the highest Honda runner with Pato and Rosenquist. Very much a Chevrolet track this. Thank you for 5 likes here at Crystal Racing. Like, sub, comment, do all the rest of it. And unlike Robert Schwartzman, I will not be crashing into my screen and into your bedroom window.
Yeah, Kyle Larson's day is done. Kyle, what happened?
It was a bit crazy there in the start, and I got like tight behind Takuma. I was really close to him, and I think as I finally got maybe shaded left, and I haven't seen a replay, I got loose and just kind of got all over the place, and drove me, so I spun. So just hate that I got a little too eager there on the restart, and caused that crash. So hate everybody that also got caught up.
Of course, that was a really poor rookie error by a driver like Kyle Larson.
Get over this quickly and get on to Charlotte, and
I don't know why, but for some reason he got way too low down onto the apron, and then, I mean, with the apron not really being part of the racing line, I mean, he just ran out of grip and lost the rear end, and why the hell did he downshift? I don't know what the hell is he doing. Like, he's driving the car like it's like a NASCAR by downshifting the way he did in the middle of the apex, mind you. Really strange. That's 8, and the way things are going for Scott Dixon, he might well be joining them. And Colton Ayrton's car is looking pretty sick and ill. That's 5. How many? I've lost count of how many yellows we've had now. Is it 5 or 6 yellows? This is a slow burn of this race on the whole. Yeah, we had a bit of drama with Rossi, VK, and of course the retirees, but that's it. But Sato, Sato, way too hot on the brakes in his pit stop, having led the majority of this race up to this point. But of course, now he's got his work cut out, and of course, Newgarden, who has been looking favourite, is now in a very good position to eat the cars in front of him. Looks like Newgarden is in a hot position to make it a hat trick of Indy 500 wins, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of cheers in the crowd because everyone loves Penske here at Indiana, don't they? Not really. They're going to get booed to death, aren't they? Although you got to realise, though, he could well be winning from, like, I don't know, making up 31 positions to win the race. Mind you, Hunter Ray's now led 13 laps, so he's actually having a very, very, very calm and measured performance, unlike many others out there on this rather chilly day in Indiana. Powering progress at 225 miles an hour, boring. That word progress and diversity is absolutely doing my nut in, but some 6 people watching. I hope you're doing well. Pato Ward down in 12th. Oh, Di Francesco in the lead. Hunter Ray finally pits. He's stretched his fuel to a breaking point and he can't carry on. Di Francesco from Canada is your new race leader, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, as we all know, international qualifying for the World Cup football is coming up with, of course, the Nations League between Spain, Portugal, Germany, and France coming up. But of course, I think most of us are more concerned with the World Cup qualifying.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving, doing what they do best. Helping neighbors, pitching in, getting it done. For them, only
Penske was loyal to Michelin after Michelin lost the tire war. It will always be a next year. Connor Daly's on fire. Who do you think's going to win this? Alex Palou. Who do I think's going to win? I don't know, mate. I'm really not sure, but I think it's going to be Joseph Newgarden, unfortunately. But he just looks so quick in traffic. Just looks rapid in whatever circumstances he's in. Of course, I have to say, unfortunately, as an England fan, England will be playing Andorra in their only qualifying match, followed up by a friendly against Senegal, which, I mean, won't mean anything because we get no points for winning it. Andorra, for those who are wondering, are one of the weakest countries in the entire world, so they only have 80,000 people in their country, so they have very, very few football players to pick from in general. Still yellow flags, so I've got nothing to comment upon. Pato Ward staying patiently in 11th place. You never know, he could be a sleeper out here, because of course, I mean, Sato's been promoted to 15th after Hunter Ray's pit stop. Hunter Ray in 21st place. Ray Hall Herter, Dixon lapped. Dixon's been lapped 5 times, I mean, they're obviously not in a running for this race win. Of course, I think because I'm going to have to like switch screens because I've now lost my chat on this screen. That means that I'm going to have to keep switching screens on this channel. So you will not always get to see the race order, I'm afraid. Oh, GoDaddy. Danny Kirkpatrick sponsors just appeared out of nowhere.
Save up to £468 on your car.
Automobilismo.
Oh, we've got more pits. What's going on? Like, it all says active, but we've seen a bunch of cars overtake each other in the yellow, is it? We're on board with Newgarden. Isn't San Marino worse? Yeah, they are worse. Oh yeah, but of course, all three of their wins have all come against Liechtenstein and what else? Pato, fourth charm. Fourth time is a charm. Yeah. I don't know why I've not had any new message on my own screen, but that's why I have to keep switching channels onto my actual YouTube software. San Marino, yeah, I think they've only ever won 3 football games. A friendly match which started in 2004, and of course, the 2 Nations League win they had last year against the same nation, which meant San Marino have been promoted to League C of the Nations League. They'll be playing the likes of Finland, Northern Ireland, Bulgaria, which is going to be one head of a weird thing to see because they're supposed to be one of the worst, but yet they're actually in the 3rd tier. Yeah, obviously Liechtenstein are probably the 2nd worst team after San Marino, but what I'm saying is Andorra, along with Malta, Gibraltar, Faroe Islands are horribly weak, and honestly, I have to say we really should be thinking about like dividing qualifying into sections. Like, honestly, I think those minnow nations like San Marino and Andorra should be given their own little qualifying group where whoever wins it gets to have a place in the playoffs, because honestly, it's a waste of time having them in the main qualifying round. That's enough waffling from me on that. Goodness me, how long are they taking to clear? Like, it's my God, the damage that Lawson did to the track has been enormous by the looks of it. Taking absolutely ages to get this race underway again, and lots of more cold tyres. Gonna have to look at your messages again. Wait, Connor Daly caused a yellow flag. I don't know what happened. Sorry, I was running downstairs to like go warm up my tea. That's why I probably missed out on the Connor Daly incident, and of course, oh, what a shame. Well, Those rear wings are absolutely tiny on this overall speed package for the Dolores now. Tiny, tiny rear wings. Oh, with green flag racing on the on my timing screen, Kirkwood overtakes quadruple winner Castroneves. Foster overtakes Ericsson. Only 25 cars remaining. Got my timings of my onboard camera on the back of Newgarden's car. He's defending against O'Ward and Kirkwood. O'Ward is trying to slip one inside of Newgarden, but he can't quite do it. What happened next? Newgarden slow to react to the restart, but he survived that scare against O'Ward. Oh, he's gone around the outside of Rosenquist. What a move this is gonna be! Brilliant move by the reigning double champion Newgarden. Sensational stuff there by the American driver. What a restart that is by Newgarden. Look at what, like, I've got the onboard camera for Newgarden, and wow, I can see a lot of what's going on with him. Up to P9 we go, with just 88 laps remaining. This is a really interesting camera angle I've got on a Newgarden's car. Just him driving around by himself. Honest to God, if Kimi Räikkönen ever wants to drive at Indy 500 and he gave me option of a single onboard camera, you know who I'm going to watch. It's not. The other 32 drivers can bugger off, or I get. Gonna Daly, Belucas, Burrow, Ferrucci. Why does Ferrucci's so good around here? Goyler, the sleeper, up to 6th. Sato's up to 14th. He's going to be kicking himself after this race. Newgarden, half a second behind Harvey. They're so close together, but Di Francesco's got this under control. course, definitely Di Francesco would be the biggest journeyman winner ever at this track. Malocus overtakes Daly for second, but Daly's snatched the position back from Malocus. Also got on board for O'Ward and Palu. O'Ward is fending off Castroneves, the quadruple winner. Palu is... Oh, God, Palu is a bit far behind Malocus. Yeah, he's 6 tenths behind Malocus. Oh, we're on board with Palu now. Of course, say that V6 sound is pretty nice. It's a Honda, V6 Honda on the Chip Ganassi number 10 car for Palu. So a bit of communication going on between Palu and his Chip Ganassi crew. Palu's flying, by the way. His last lap average speed was 221 miles an hour, interesting enough for Palu, but it's it's outright fastest lap speed. Oh, 224, he's flying again, but Lucas better watch out. And I think, I mean, you can now begin to see the rear end of Malocca's car. And Di Francesco's pitting. Yeah. Looks like we could be switching onto O'Ward's car. Daly, the crowd favourite, is taking the lead. That's promoted Palu onto the podium. 122 laps into the race. Oh, Newgarden has now been promoted to 8th place. Don't rule him out. He's going to be on a charge. Sato up to 13th, but my word, he's going to be kicking himself. Gotta say, I do find it interesting how the Indy cars after, like, go really close to the pit wall when they come back onto the start-finish straight to avoid, apparently, to reduce drag on their cars on the start-finish straight, which is really odd. I don't know why they do that. They have to, like, go really close to the inside line when they're on the back straight as well. And then they go to the middle line, and then, of course, go back to the apex again when they corner. And someone's pitted again. Lots of cars pitting. Newgarden up to 7th. Let's see who's pitted. Sato up to 12th. I presume it is obviously Di Francesco pitted. Obviously, I know that. North Seagulls up to 14th. Will Powers 13th. Sato 12th. Award 9th. Award's been overtaken by Rosenquist. Newgarden will be chomping at the bit to overtake and clear Jack Harvey in front of him. Daly leading the race. Malocus could be here to really throw a rabbit, throw something into the throw a surprise here. Please get off my stream, okay? Sorry about that. Newgarden getting really close now to Newt Harvey in front of him. You know, I think I'm going to have to look at the comments once this race is done and over with, to be honest, because, jeez, I mean, it's just, yeah, we've got green flag running. I haven't seen any changes for the past 3 or 4 laps. It is a bit, it's not been the most exciting race. I mean, the cars, how many changes? We've had 15 lead changes. The average speed has dropped to 151. Quite a few on-track passes, but has to be said, I mean, with 8 cars getting eliminated early on, it is obviously turning into a race of attrition out here. I think, who else has won at this track? Frank Kitty won in, was it 3 times here, I think? Dixon won in 2008, but he's struggling with brake issues 3 laps down. Castroneves, the most successful foreign-born driver on this circuit, with 4 wins. Ericsson, the 2022 winner. Another driver's pitted. It's Harvey. And now Newgarden can now close up to Euler. I really do hope Newgarden actually overtakes someone if he wins this race, because I don't want to see just a bunch of cars pit before he inevitably takes the lead. Sainz up to 11th. Euler in the top 5 for Prema. I think Euler's really Prema's bet for the race win, to be honest. No, it was never Shwartzmann, to be honest. I think Shwartzmann, like I said, publicity stunt. I mean, great job to get the pole, but really, he was never a contender, was he, for the win? $70 to go, folks. Castroneves up to 9th. Indiana is always seemingly a bit cold at this time of year for some reason. Got a bit of Pato's on board. Kirkwood overtake Castroneves and Sato pitted. Sato's pitting. Oh yeah, Sato's chances are down the rabbit hole there. Newgarden stays out. Gotta say, after that pit incident on the restart, Sato's just really hasn't been able to pick up the pace, and I have to say, it's really hard to overtake in today's conditions. Like, the cars are, well, apparently there's too much drag, and the track is too cold for the tyres to warm up. It's just not exactly been the slipstream of fun that we've seen in the decade gone past here at Indy. Looks like the latest DW12 aero package is not serving the series well, I'm afraid. Oh, I've gone to a driver's eye view for Newgarden. Oh, Newgarden's pitting. Oh, Ward's got to the... lots of pit stops now. And guess who's going to be leading again? Goal number 23. Captain America, Ryan Hunter Ray. Very efficient pit stop there by Penske for car number 2, Yusuf Newgarden. I don't know why they've spelt it like he's Russian, Joseph. And spelt it Josef. Interesting. He's done 3 pit stop, Hunter Ray. He's going to have to pay again. Rasmussen's done 5, 4 for Ericsson, 5 for Lundgaard, 4 for Malukas. Malukas is looking good. Although he has pitted, and Connor Daly's lost quite a lot of ground though after pitting. Is that Newgarden pitting again? What's going on here? Oh, they're getting more fuel in. That's interesting. And that's dropped him down to 23rd place. He's 2 laps down. Oh dear. Not working out for the Penske boys there for Newgarden. That's a second pit stop in as many laps. Gotta say, Hunter Ray's fuel mileage has been superb in this 500. Malukas overtakes Daly for 6th. Malukas is absolutely on it. I mean, it seems interesting that they don't do the whole primary alternate tyre rule for this race like they do in any normal IndyCar race for some reason, but I suppose the alternate tyres are too soft for an oval track. Newgarden, yeah. Is the fuel rig broken for Newgarden, or is it car done? Oh, I think Newgarden has got mechanical problems, hasn't he? They're putting the pneumatics in, and I think he's got a hydraulic issue. Yeah, his chances of winning are, well, it was already done on a previous pit stop. Joseph Stall in Newgarden. That was what I was thinking of, wasn't it? Christian Lundgaard lives only 20 miles away from I live in Denmark. Yes, hello there, Rotten Steam. I hope you're doing well this evening. Did you enjoy Monaco today? It was okay. Mulder won the Indy 500. So did Tony Kanaan and Montoya. I mean, Monaco was alright. I think the two-stop strategy made it a bit more interesting for once. With Max trying to do a gamble, which obviously failed because no VSC safety car red flag came out to rescue him. But, you know, it was worth a gamble. But I have to say the Indy 500 is a bit more interesting than what we saw at Monaco. And, of course, Lando Norris won the race at Monaco for the first time in his career. So that is something he can always put in his trophy cabinet. A Monaco Grand Prix trophy for first place. Rasmussen takes the lead. Hunter Ray pits. That's only his fourth pit stop. I was wondering what was going on with Newgarden because I saw them put more fuel in the car. I thought, wait, why are they not putting enough fuel in? And then now it turns out, yeah, hydraulic issues is a problem for Newgarden, which has now dropped him, 6 laps down. Scott Dixon still soldering on with those brakes. Wait. Is that O'Ward? Did O'Ward's mechanics say drop out, we're done? What's going on there? What's going on there? I'm sorry. But he's still circulating. Oh, right, that was Newgarden's radio message I heard. Yeah, Newgarden. Sorry, I mistook it. We've got a bit of a radio overlap between O'Ward and Newgarden. I beg your pardon. Newgarden is retiring. That's the wrong call. Oh dear. Anyway, as it is, O'Ward is now up to 9th place with all those pit stops for Rasmussen and Ericsson, the two fellow Nordics, into the pits. Foster's pitted, mechanical, 9 cars out now. 9 cars have retired at the 500. Well, we will never get to see whether Newgarden was going to pull off the back to front victory there like Montoya did in 2015. When Montoya had damage early on in the race and then climbed his way from 30th to the race win. And just like Montoya, Newgarden has won here twice. So the reigning double champion has retired from the 500. Joseph Newgarden, driver of car number 2, is out of the race. Pato. Oh, wait. Hang on a minute. Bloody hell, it's working out in a very weird way. Hunter Ray's back in the lead. Oh, we've had 40, almost 40 laps of green running. I never thought we'd see the day that we'd get 40 laps of clean running here at Indy. Looks like the tyres and brakes have warmed up for everyone. Pato up to 4th place. Got an advert break. Viva Tacoland. Interesting. Rasmussen overtakes Eilert for a place in the top 10. Listen to that wonderful melodic sound of the V6 engines of that Honda. Di Francesco pissing. Of course, Rasmussen was really good around here last year. Sato, my god, Sato's race has gone from bad to worse, hasn't it? Ray Hall, Herter, forget it. Armstrong, Foster, nope. Of course, I have to say the crashes really did take a bit of drama out of this race and really took a lot of the sting of the excitement early on, I'm afraid. So Will Power, who is of course now the only remaining Penske, is down in 17th. Yep. Well, it looks like Penske have paid the price for their misdemeanors, which of course saw both Newgarden and now Will Power sent to the back. And of course, to top it all off, to put the cherry on top, Scott McLaughlin crashed out on the first lap. A truly excellent organisation, ladies and gentlemen. The Penske IndyCar team.
Was Will Bashaw, Indiana born, on a daily running a tribute helmet to him.
We've done 375 miles now. Make that 380 actually, because yeah, doing 2.5 miles every lap. We've now completed at least 382 miles of this great speedway. Rucci, oh. Oh, it's kind of gone a bit there. Where did this Hunter start? Hunter Ray, 25th. Pato Ward down in 8th, of course, say it. Sato and Shwartzmann, who retired, can be very annoyed with their efforts, especially Sato for overshooting the pit box. He's going to be so annoyed when he re-watches that mistake. But he's had a great career.
Smooth. Not smooth.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda.
Thank you for 6 watchers and 5 likes here at Crystal Racing. On to race your race leader. He's only done 4 pit stops so far. I think he's got to do 1 more stop. Ericsson's done 5. Rasmussen's done 6 already. I wonder if Rasmussen can really stretch his fuel out. Eilot's done 4. I think usually you need at least 5 pit stops to complete an Indy 500. Or 6. On to race, the pit strategy, absolutely excellent by his team, whoever they are. Is it RCC? Never heard of them. RCC Crook? What a weird name to call a team. The longer or more weird the name is for the team, the more likely they're going to be absolute garbage. And of course, if they have a weird paint scheme like pink, yellow, bright green or something that makes it stand out, yeah, they're probably garbage, because having to paint it in a colour that makes it stick out more, because car performance usually is lacking at those sort of back market teams in motorsport. You have to paint it in the most horrible garish colours, bright orange, unless of course it's McLaren or Ganassi in this case. Hunter up front. Funny to think Kit Kat like Mexico now that they sponsored Perez and now Award. Newgarden is out, but at least he is a made man now. 2 titles and 2 500s indeed. Apologies for having to go back to that screen again because of course my chat is now killed itself thanks to all those wonderful, pleasant, inviting bots infesting my chat. Castroneves 13th. And yeah, Sato is pretty much stuck in a traffic jam. He's not making his way back up. Gotta say, I really miss the old aero package they had back in 2017 where everyone was slipstreaming each other back and forth endlessly without, just constant slipstreaming. We had Alonso competitive, Chilton leading 50 laps, and then Sato pinching the win in the last 10 odd laps. What a race that was, folks. That was an absolute classic 2017. Of course, Alonso's car failed as per usual, since so typically happened during the McLaren Honda days. Mind you, of course, Alonso tried to have a second stab at Indy in 2019, failed to qualify, got bumped. Then he returned again in 2020, where he did qualify, but he was just mediocrely slow. And of course, with Honda and Andretti vetoing his ride, he had to use a chassis from, what was it? Carling Racing. He had to use a Carling car for his ride that year, which is... that's what you deserve, Alonso, for calling Honda GP2 engine. What else do I remember? Yes, Dan Wheldon won here for the first time in 2005, along with his second win in 2011. Although, of course, Danica Patrick took all of the media attention that race for becoming the first woman to race there for like 35 years or whatever it was. And she finished 4th in a race where, had it not been for a car stalling during the pit stops twice, she could have won on her debut. Like, that's not even an exaggeration either. then, of course, what was it? 2003, the now deceased Gilles de Ferran finally won the 500 for the only time in his career before retiring from motor racing. Tragically, he would lose his life after passing out behind a fun car in Florida a couple of years ago. 2001 saw Castroneves win here for the first time for Penske, back when, of course, Penske were actually in a kart series. He won it again a year later for Penske, but of course by 2002, Penske were now an IRL team, and it was notorious for the fact that poor Tracy lost a chance of winning the race because of the caution flag coming out for a crash that happened just as poor Tracy overtook Castroneves for the lead. Now, technically, yes, they follow the rules properly, but Castroneves was on course to run out of fuel before the checkered flag had it remained green flag racing. So, and of course, with the IRL coming under fire for having ruined the IndyCar racing, I mean, there were a lot of suspicions that the Indy officials ruled in favour of Castroneves because they couldn't bear the idea of being defeated by the kart team for a third season in a row, since, of course, in 2000, Juan Pablo Montoya won here for the first time for the Chip Ganassi team in a race where he completely dominated and led like 90% of the race distance, and he he came into the race with an arrogant attitude of, oh, it's only 4 corners, and everyone was like, yeah, but you've got to respect it, but he won anyway. Juan Pablo Montoya was an absolute character when he was a kid, I've got to say. So, who else won here? Yes, Jacques Villeneuve won here back in 1995 when he was given a 2-lap penalty for disobeying the rules, but he regained those 2 laps, and I think there was further controversy towards the end of the race when Scott Goodyear was given a penalty, and he stayed out on track, and he was given a 2-lap penalty, which gave Villeneuve the win in return. Of course, in 1992, Scott Goodyear also finished second in the race in a photo finish between himself and Al Unser Jr. in a race where half of the field took themselves out, with Mario Andretti crashing and injuring his toes, his son John Andretti breaking both legs in an even worse crash. Michael Andretti, of course, also retired, but suffered no injuries. Emerson Fittipaldi collided with Alonso Jr. in 1989, but Emo survived and went on to win the race for the first time in 1989. He also won it again in 1993 when Nigel Mansell came over to Indy. And had it not been for his lack of experience of restarts and stalling in the pit lane, Mansell could have been an Indy 500 winner. Connor Daly has got fuel issues. He's slowing down. He's got vibration as well, so he's down to 5th. Connor Daly is losing his absolute bits now. His race is done. He's pitting. He's low on fuel. 33 to go. Hunter Ray, Malukas, Pato, Ferrucci, and Rosenquist, the top 5. Ericsson and O'Ward, Kirkwood, Rasmussen, and Euler. Daly's out of the running for the 500. Well, Daly's decided to pit. I think Daly has absolutely lost his nerve out there. 8 people watching here at Crystal Racing, 5 now. Oh, and Daly actually almost collided with Rasmussen there.
quietly around this place like a bad snub. Jamie, I know you're down there with him.
Yes, Castroneves comes in from a top 10. First thing he says is, guys, I'm sorry, I just couldn't hang on. He wants those fresh Firestones. They go on as he picks under green. He's down away.
Meanwhile, Malukas, hello, Ferrucci also on a tough fuel strategy, but these are critical laps to hang in there. They're still on the racetrack. How long can they hang before they've got to come in?
Pato, Ferrucci, Award, Sato, and Power Pit again. Is Hunter Ray actually going to hang on for this win? He's only done 4 stops, by the way. Oh, he's pitted as well. Yeah, Hunter Ray and Rosenquist have got in.
Meanwhile, Malukas, hello, Ferrucci also on a tough fuel strategy, but these are critical laps to hang in there. They're still on the racetrack. How long can they hang before they've got to come in?
And Malukas has closed up about a 2-second gap to Ryan Hunter-Reay, so he has the speed while saving the fuel, but I still like where Pelot and Ferrucci are just sitting back there, lifting off the throttle.
Malukas has pitted. Ericsson, Rasmussen, and Newgarden climb up the order. Sure, Ericsson needs to pit, doesn't he? Oh, he's done 5 stops. I think he might have to pit again. Malukas.
Reacting to the championship leader who comes in, and this is the earliest they could possibly stop. 32 laps to go.
So it's up to 12. No, not up to 12. Down to 16th, I beg your pardon. Looking at the wrong screen.
So we'll see Santino Ferrucci first, and he got enough on that last stint. I think he can make it home with some fuel save to Jamie.
Alex Below in the 10. He's done everything in his career, but win.
Yep. So, 2-time Le Mans winner, indeed. Obviously, won it twice because of the extended, what's it? Le Mans they did in 2018 and 19 when he decided they wanted to make Le Mans the final race of the year, but then the pandemic in 2020 forced them to scrap those plans for good, and they've gone back to a conventional calendar year season format. Wait, oh no, Ryan Hunter Race stuck in the pits, I just realised. Oh no, Hunter Ray has stalled a car. Oh, he's 3 laps down. That's another bullet bites the dust, everyone. This is a race of attrition, Indy. Indy is a race of attrition. Just like I want to say, Junior said, money doesn't matter, living doesn't matter, winning is the only thing that matters. Oh, Ponteray, hard luck, mate. It's almost like all the drivers are getting so nervous out there, especially the part-time team drivers who obviously are here for one thing only. My God, I think David Malukas could be stealing a shock victory here today at the 500. Malukas is in 4th place. Longos pitting. My God, it's going to be Malukas and Pato for the race win. 26 to go, everyone. My God, could Malukas provide a fairy tale story here at the 500? Castroneves up to 12th. God, Sato is just absolutely terrible for the past 90 odd laps ever since that pit stop calamity he had.
The last thing you want if you are an IndyCar driver in 2025 is to have your mirrors full of red and yellow. Pelot doesn't have the gas to pass and take the lead just yet. He needs to save behind Malukas and then do
Polo, I think Palo. Let's look at Palo. Both Malukas and Pato have done 5 stops each, so has Ward. Ericsson 5 stops. I think Ericsson and Rasmussen need to stop again though. Yeah, they're stopping. So Malukas is your net race leader.
Absolutely right. And for those of you expecting to see the start of UFL coverage between the DC Defenders and Houston Roughnecks here on Fox, that game will start on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. It can also be seen on station WDC8 in the Washington, D.C. area. Hello, hunting down Malukas, looming large in his mirrors as Rosenquist looks to make the move on Di Francesco. But guys, remember, we still have a few...
Oh, Palo's got past Malukas. Looks like the fairy tale story will not happen for the underdog Malukas. Award is on the podium again, though. Watch out for your boy, John. Pato Award is on the podium. And he's only half a second behind the race leader, the net race leader.
He knows he's good for fuel. He's trying to extend that gap, stretch his legs as much as he can, hit later than his rivals, and still be able to push.
Hang on a minute.
Malukas with his mirrors absolutely full of below, and you're absolutely right. As now Award has a look at the inside of Di Francesco and makes the move stick.
Di Francesco still has to make his final pit stop as Pato Award now pushes forward with
Rasmussen down to 10th. Wait, what the hell happened to Ericsson? My God, Ericsson is on 4. My God, Ericsson's now becoming the sleeper. I never thought Ericsson was in contention.
and he picked up about 3 seconds by running up front in clean air to maybe be able to...
Poor old Rasmussen once again dropping down the order, looking so quick and he can't catch those brakes.
122. Where will Ericsson come out? Below is rounding turn 4. Ericsson is making his way towards pit exit. Below will have the pace. Behind him is Malukas. Behind him is Pato Award. And there is Ericsson. Keep your eyes on the track. Keep your eyes for the red and yellow CGR car of your championship leader. Here he comes.
All right, hustle hard, hustle hard. Here comes the leader. Go hard, all the way, go hard.
He's going to try to get the draft up.
My God, Ericsson is driving a blinder out here. And Ponterey down in 24th. He's behind Dixon. There you go. That's gone horribly wrong for the previous race leader. Palu is got to drive he's going to have to really push now in the last 21 laps. He's got to push. Ericsson is an experienced veteran. He knows what it takes to win at Indy. Gotta say, I thought Ericsson would drop down the order after the pit stops, but it's worked out perfectly for the Swede. I mean, I spent all my time laughing at him when he was driving Sauber, but good grief, he's good at Indy cars. I think AJ Foyt won here 4 times. Obviously, he's also suffered some horrible injuries in his time in IndyCar racing, like when he crashed in Elkhart Lake in 1990 and broke both of his legs. But recovered to drive for about another 2 years. And he also qualified on the front row at the 1991 race before he was caught up in a first lap accident at the age of 56. But thankfully, unlike Elkhart Lake, he would be able to walk out of his car unscathed. My God, Ericsson is so good at just pacing himself over race distance. Do you know what it is? I think Marcus Ericsson might be the most underrated racing driver I've ever seen in my whole life.
stay up front, but he's got to leave himself enough gas to actually fight at the end as opposed to limping across the finish. Well, let's take a look at a moment that could come to define the 2025 Indianapolis 500. The pencil moment of the race. And it's a critical one. And it's Ericsson's stop, his exit, crucially, his ability to blend in and hold that position in front of Alex below. He needed to keep track position to make this strategy work.
I'm not sure. Did Kenny Brack win here back in 1998? Or was it 1999? I think he became the... Kenny Brack, I think, became the first Swedish driver to win at the Indy 500. Remarkably enough, we have never seen a single Finnish driver win at the Indy 500. Nor have we ever seen a Finnish driver win an IndyCar race. But of course, I think that's mostly because most of the best F1 drivers went straight to F1. I know JJ Leto tried his hand at IndyCar racing during the late 90s, but had no success at all. So I'm surprised that none of the IndyCar teams have offered what's his name, Kevin Magnussen a chance in this race. Oh, Pato, Ericsson swapping positions. God, this is almost like a game of dice between Ericsson and Pato.
There's a fine line between recklessness and courage. And for Ericsson, better to duck out. Hello, meanwhile, patiently watches, patiently saves. And I think below is just going to sit tight. Always gets a run up the street. The ability to actually turn up the whip at the finish. If I look further back, who else is in a good fuel situation? You have to go back to 10th place.
Castroneves overtakes Rasmussen for 9th.
Get his way forward. He's in a really good situation on gas. But Malukas award
Daly dicing for position with Castroneves. God, there's going to be a lot of drivers trying to stretch their fuel mileage because, remarkably, we've not had, I don't think we've had a pace car period since lap 105. We've had final lead change in the last 10 laps of 13 of the most recent 15 races since 2010. Okay, so we could well be seeing a lead change in the final 10 laps if the last 13 of the most recent 15 races follows that pattern. Go on, Ericsson.
Draws up to the gearbox there of Marcus Ericsson once again, but he'll back off and save it for another day. So right now, 16 laps to go in the Indy 500. All cars, we think, in the top 10 with enough fuel to make it, but some are in better shape than others. And guys, you got to remember, this all started, this strategy.
Hope Newgarden wins. Well, oh no, what the hell? Oh no, that was from 45 minutes ago, that comment. What the hell, sorry.
But now, Ericsson having to just have the most controlled drive of his life. The pressure from the two-time defending, three-time overall series champion, the championship leader, Alex Below, and not forcing the issue with the two cars. He's trying to put a lap down. What do we know about Alex Below?
I don't know, I mean, I know there's some Frenchmen who would say the 24 hours of Le Mans is big, but how many people actually watch the Le Mans 24 hours, even for like just 1 or 2 hours? Because, I mean, it's such a long distance race, you don't get like too much like wheel-to-wheel racing because it's 24 hours. Monaco is just, well, Monaco. I mean, to be fair, I mean, for some people in Britain, Alex Below is chomping at a bit. But of course, thanks to the slipstream here, it's really hard to pull away at Indy. God, that was a brilliant move there on, what's it, 187 by Pato on Ericsson, and, well, that's that, well, Ericsson's got his work cut out. Mind you, of course, I mean, if the statistics follow, Ericsson, if he waits another 3 or 4 laps, could actually overtake Pato to follow the pattern of a lead change happening in the final 10 laps, like it's happened in the 13 of the 15 most recent races here at Indy since 2010. Oh, look at this pass by Polo on lap 187. Down the inside into turn 1. Just so precise, so focused, outbraked him into turn 1. Made sure that he found a gap. Ericsson failed to close the door in time. Pato. But knowing what Pato is like as a driver, he could well break the trend and hold his lead for the last 14 laps or so. Of course, it's now 1:9 on this timing screen. Malocca, Siegfried third, O'Ward fourth, Rosenquist fifth, Kirkwood overtakes Ferrucci. Daly, Castroneves hoping for drama up front, Rasmussen 10th. Sato has pretty much given up in 13th. Euler, Power, there. Harvey pits, 3 laps down. Hunter has retired, mechanical issues. Ericsson still in touching distance. I mean, the top 5 are covered within just 2 and a bit seconds. Kirkwood only a second behind Rosenquist. It's close.
Closer than he's been. Tries to set it up. You've been studying. You've been thinking about it. You've been practicing these moves during the practice days last week.
Oh, Daly's down to 11th. Oh dear. Rasmussen and Longard joins the top 10. But truth be told, I think it's only really Pato, Ericsson, Malukas and O'Ward that have a chance of winning this 500. Got 5 to go.
There is an estimated £32 billion to be repaid as part of the missold car finance scandal. Millions were sold car finance with hidden
So lap call for Pato. It looks like he's encountering lap traffic with Carpenter, Hurton, and the rest of them. Brayhall, Dixon. Dixon's brake fires really did cost him early on. To be honest, I think Dixon does have a healthy car, but for some reason they don't do the lucky dog roll around Indy for the 500. They don't do like where you get your lap back if you go a lap down, like you do during a NASCAR and F1 race. 3 to go. He's looking very comfortable up front, Palu. It does look like Ericsson is going to have to pull. Is going to have to go to Voldemort's castle and bring out the best, shiniest sword he can find there. And unleash it upon Palu for this final 3 laps. Because it looks like... Could this be the first ever Spanish driver to win the Indy 500? I don't think we've ever had a Spanish Indy 500 winner, mind you. I don't think we've even had a Mexican guy win this race. And certainly not... Oh yeah, we've had a Dutchman win this race. Arie Luyendyk back in the 90s won it twice. But surprisingly enough, Luyendyk never raced in F1. God, we've already got 1.5 laps to go, folks. I think we've only got about 5 corners remaining of this 500. I've got the live Fox Sports onboard camera below. That's got to be the white flag, surely. Oh no, it's 8 corners to go actually. 7 actually. Castroneves pits. Don't know what he was hanging on for. Final lap. Oh my god, even this Fox Sports stream is a bit lagging behind a bit. From what I can see, he's now coming out of, he's about to exit turn 4, Palo, onto the final lap, and surely now we are going to witness the white flag being flown for Palo to potentially become the first Spaniard to win the 500. Final lap. To be honest, this was never in doubt, was it? Once Pato got past Ericsson, it was game over. Pato is just simply the best driver in IndyCar right now. And I'm watching his onboard camera. This is now surely going to be it for the checkered flag. It was a yellow. Congratulations, Alex Palou. What a performance. What a drive. Started. Let's see. Where did he start? I forgot. He started 6th. Yeah, fair enough. What a drive, Alex. Congratulations. I think it is, yeah. It's a shame, isn't it? But, you know, not every 500 can be a thriller like it was between Newgarden and Oldbourne last season. But, yeah, Alex Palou wins it for the first time. And I think he's got to be the first Spaniard to pull off this achievement. Congratulations. And now I think Alex Palou is going to be heading to F1 next year. And, like, there's no way Cadillac can say no to Palou. He's got to have a stab at F1. Congratulations to Tottenham Hotspur for winning the Europa League. What an absolute parade ceremony they had on Friday night. Unreal scenes. And he's 28 years old. And he's also the Spaniard to win the 500. That's now his 16th career win in just 87 races. What a talent. We want the, yeah. He's a three-time IndyCar champion as well. What a performance. Hello, Roxford. I hope you're doing. Yeah, it's a shame. I'm 1.5 laps ahead of the Fox Sports channel, yeah, because I've actually got the live scoring chart. Don't be bitter about it. Pato's just been fantastic this season. There's no need to be. Bottas and Perez will be in the Cadillac. Well, why do you want Bottas to be at Cadillac? I don't know why. Like, Bottas has had his time. Look at that. Pato's taking his helmet off. He's gone absolutely ballistic on the track. Heartiest congratulations here from Crystal Racing to Pato for finally getting it done at the 500. And his kid is probably, I don't know where his kid is and his wife is, but they're probably watching somewhere. And it's a well-deserved win because he's won the series 3 times, and I think it's a well-overdue victory for the 28-year-old Spaniard. Oh, is he going to climb the fence? I think he might, you know. Hope you're doing well, Roxford. Hope you're doing well, John. Hope you're doing well, Say. Hope you're doing well, everyone else in the chat. Nope, he's just going to stand there on the barriers. He's not going to climb the fence. Looks like he could be getting interviewed. Fair enough. Bottas is one of my favourites. So, okay, understood. There's the rest of the order. Ericsson second, Malukas, O'Ward, Rosenquist, Kirkwood, Ferrucci, Rasmussen, Longard, Daly, Sato finished 11th, Hilot 12th on Prema's debut Indy 500, Castroneves, Di Francesco Foster, Siegel, Herter, Carpenter, Will Power, Ray Hall. And the lap runners, Ray Hall and Scott Dixon actually recovered a lap. And 10 cars, didn't see the checkered flag. Quite a few former winners. Hunter Ray, Newgarden, Alex Rossi, and of course some younger drivers. Rob Larson already made a trip back to Carolina. Simpson, Schwartzmann, the pole sitter. VK crashed in the pit lane. Marco Andretti, the Andretti curse is probably going to go on for like another century. And of course Scott McLaughlin on the first lap. Commiserations to who got eliminated early on.
Kit and Simpson in there celebrating. And, you know, where the day started with Alex Palou telling us, without hesitation, he was willing to do anything today to win.
I am absolutely knackered, to be honest. I did Monaco, I did the BTCC, and I also did the Indy 500. I also actually watched the DTM race, but I didn't do any commentary. And by the way, what a dice for the finish between René Rast and Jules Goudon for second, with Jack Aitken winning the second race. But of course, I think Lucas Hour still remains the championship leader in DTM, was Ash Sutton, despite having a bit of a rotten weekend, is still in the championship lead for the BTCC.
What an amazing race by the 10 crew, everybody at CGR, HRC. I cannot believe it. It's amazing. It's amazing to be here. It's amazing to win. There were some moments that I felt really good in the race, but
dude, Palu is just simply too good for IndyCar racing. He's just too good for this level.
First of all, win. What a better place.
29th start on an oval, and you just mentioned it. You hadn't gotten a win until today. How much of a challenge was it just to adapt to this style of racing and to do it right here?
I mean, Palu's been in this series for like 5 years, so really, I don't think it's that hard, is it?
Like the MPG, the fuel consumption was super high, so didn't get one lead to lead. I wanted to lead, obviously, but yeah, made it happen. I already lost my. I haven't even started celebrating, so.
Oh, Ash Sutton does remain in the championship lead, but he's only had 2 wins so far from Donington, and of course he leads it by 15 points over Ingram, who still hasn't won a race. While Jake Hill falls behind, and Dan Rowbottom also falls further adrift of the championship lead. And Dan Camish recovered a bit in the final race with, bloody hell, what happened to Rowbottom in race 3? Oh, Mikey Double won the race 3 at Snitterton. That's interesting. And what else is there? Race calendar, Thruxton in 2 weeks' time at Thruxton.
Finally has it all. A multiple champion. Now he is an Indianapolis 500 winner forever.
You know what? I think I'm going to end it now. So thank you for watching here at Crystal Racing, and I'll see you again in about 2 weeks' time, actually, because I am going to not be available next weekend for the Spanish Grand Prix. So, yeah, thank you here at Crystal Racing. Over and out.
Race with a history of winning moves, magical moments, and flared timbers. It's the event you just can't miss. Sunday night, under the lights, prime time in St. Louis. The NTT IndyCar Series at WWT Raceway. Saturday is baseball night in America.